The passage of today's Gospel is Jesus' farewell at the Last Supper.
Il Signore finisce con questo versetto.
And the Lord ends with this verse. I have told you this while I am with you.
Ma il Paraclito, lo Spirito Santo,
The Advocate, the Holy Spirit,
manderà nel mio nome,
whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and remind you of all I have said to you.
la promessa dello Spirito Santo.
The promise of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit who dwells in us, and whom the Father and the Son send.
The
The Father will send him in my name, Jesus says, in order to accompany you in life. And they called him a paraclete or advocate. This is the role of the Holy Spirit. In Greek, the paraclete is the one who sustains, who accompanies so that you don't fall, who helps to maintain you firm. Someone who is near you in order to support you. And the Lord promised us this support, who is God, as He is, the Holy Spirit. What does the Holy Spirit do in us? The Lord tells us He will teach you everything and remind you of all I have said to you. He teaches and reminds. This is the Holy Spirit's role. He teaches us. He teaches us the mystery of the faith. He teaches us to enter into the mystery, to understand a little bit more the mystery. He teaches us the doctrine, Jesus' doctrine, and He teaches us how to develop our faith without making a mistake, because the doctrine grows, but always going in the same direction. It grows in understanding, and the Holy Spirit helps us to grow in the understanding of the faith, to understand it more, and to understand more what the faith says. The faith is not something that is static. Doctrine is not something that is static. It grows. It grows as the trees grow. They're always the same, but larger, bigger, with fruit, but it's always the same in the same direction. And the Holy Spirit helps us avoid mistaking the doctrine, and also avoids that it stops growing without growing within us. He will teach you everything that Jesus taught us. He will develop in us the understanding of that which Jesus taught us. He allows to grow in us until the doctrine is mature. The doctrine of the Lord is mature in us. And another thing that Jesus says that the Holy Spirit does is remind. He will remind you all I have said to you. The Holy Spirit is like the memory. He wakes us up, reminds us, remember this, remember that. He makes us stay awake, aware of the Lord's things. He helps us remember our own lives. Think about that moment. Think about when you met the Lord. Think about when you left the Lord. One time I heard it said that a person was praying before the Lord thus: Lord, I'm the same, but as a child and as a boy I had these dreams, and then I went along wrong paths, but now you have called me. I'm the same. This is the memory of the Holy Spirit within one's own life. He brings you to the memory of salvation, the memory of what Jesus taught, but also the memory of one's own life. And this made me think what this person said, this man said. It's a beautiful way of praying, to look at the Lord, to say, I'm the same person. I've walked a lot, I've made a lot of mistakes, but I'm the same person and you love me. The memory of the path of life. And this memory, the Holy Spirit guides us along this memory. He guides us for discernment, to discern what I need to do now, what's the right path and what's the wrong path. Even in the small decisions, if we ask the Holy Spirit's light, His light will allow us to discern, to make the right decisions. Even the smallest everyday things to the largest, but that which accompanies us in this discernment. That is, the Holy Spirit who teaches us will teach us everything, make the faith grow in us, introduce us into the mystery. The Holy Spirit who reminds us about the faith, about our own life, and the Holy Spirit who in this teaching, in this memory, teaches us to discern those decisions that we must make. And this, and this gospel gives a name to the Holy Spirit. Yes, Paraclete, because He sustains us, but another name that's more beautiful, the gift of God. The Holy Spirit is precisely a gift. He never leaves us alone, leaves you alone. I will never leave you alone. I will give you a Paraclete who will sustain you, support you, who will help you go forward, remember, discern, and grow. The gift of God is the Holy Spirit. May the Lord help us to guard, protect this gift that He has given us in our baptism, and that each one of us has within us. We now move into the liturgy of the Eucharist. Our Holy Father will now